I've had 4. I think I've had 4. I bought one maybe a couple months ago. It is dead. I don't do anything to it.
It's dormant.
Yeah, it's definitely dormant. Yeah, it's more like yeah, it looks like this right here. It's just totally it's toast right now. But yeah, I've had like 4, but I can't figure it out. You know, I don't know. I might try it again. Yeah, I don't know, but I think they're really cool, but yeah, they don't like me at all.
Are you watering them enough or too much?
They sit in water. I have large trays, large plastic trays. They sit in about maybe an inch of water, or excuse me, distilled water, reverse osmosis, or rainwater. I have a reverse osmosis pump that I use to water them with. Now I'll get into that here a little later on. Okay, go ahead. Okay, one thing that they did, one plant that the presentation didn't show you was pinguela. These are from Mexico and South America. Really cool plants. They don't grow very well for dentists, not at all. I have seen some people at our club, they can grow them like crazy, and they're really nice. They're as small as a dime, and large as maybe half, you know, pretty nice size. You know, the giant ones they call. So if you look at the petals, the petal is like a piece of sandpaper, and the sand is, think of the sand as being mucus. So a bug flies on that mucus and he can't get off. And what happens is he gets dissolved, the bug gets dissolved, and then the plant will uptake through the roots. So very interesting plant, but just doesn't like dentists at all. Not at all. I have my last 2 that I bought was maybe 5-6 months. One's died already, and the other one's looking really bad right now. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll figure that out one of these days. I've had several. Okay, go ahead. Okay, the Drosera. The one on the left, that's Drosera capensis, albino. It's green, of course, just all green. They have many different kinds of these. This is a form of Drosera right here. This is a Drosera right here too. They have big pink, they are Hercules, they get totally all red. I will bring that in the next time. I got a couple of those, all just totally all red. It's really cool.
Dennis, how large is the one on the right? Move your hand.
The one on the right, I'd say was probably maybe, they have different sizes. They got some that are about a dime, but I'd say that one right there is probably maybe the size of a quarter.
Oh.
Yeah. But they grow and they grow up. So they'll get up to be maybe an inch. The different layers. Yeah, hold on, I gotta take a drink of water. And they operate kind of the same way. If you notice on the tendrils here, they got glue, the mucus. The one on the right doesn't grab, it just kind of that dissolves the prey. The one on the left, if you can look on the look at the very lower one and the lower left, you see where, and within an hour, if the prey gets caught onto the tendrils, that within an hour it'll wrap around and to capture that prey. I have had, catch, of course, small flies and stuff like that. I mean, it's pretty prolific. And if you look, it's kind of hard to see if you look in there. It'll have a bloom shoot. The bloom shoot will come up, and it'll bloom and have these pods. It'll have about 20 pods on there, and there's about 100 seeds in those pods. And if you can imagine, the wind takes them everywhere, and they become weeds. Very nice plants, cool plants. I really like them. As you can see, these are all babies right here. These are all Drosera's. Okay, go ahead to the next spot. Okay, so there's probably 100 and 150 different types of Drosera. The one on the left here is called filiformis. This is actually a Florida red version, and it's kind of similar. They're very similar. And the one on the right is Drosera venata. It's called the pitchfork sundew. If you notice, they're just kind of like hanging around, and they get a fork-looking thing, waiting for something to come up and tag onto the plant. And the one on the left is the same thing. It's got the same thing. It's called the thread leaf sundew, and it's got mucus all the way up and down those threads there. Very, very interesting, but yeah, I haven't figured out how to grow that one either. I've had a couple of those. The ones on the right, they just venatas, they just grow crazy, and I got like 4 big trays of those at home. Very easy to grow. Go ahead. The Nepenthes. Okay, Nepenthes. I'm just going to say I haven't figured out how to grow these either. I'm being truthful. I've had like 5 expensive with anything. Like I said, with anything, the prettier they are, the more odder they are, the more expensive they are. And the one on the left, that's about a $70 plant right there. Wow. Yeah, I ain't kidding you. $70. The one on the right is one of the easy varieties. One of the more common ones. You'll see those at Lowe's, Home Depot, and all the different. This is Nepenthes alata. I have an alata that I got from it was a root cutting from one of the guys that was at the club. Mine sure don't look like that, but it's. I think I have 1 picture right now, and it's. I'll just say it's looking bad. So I haven't figured that one out either. And I've had, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6. Yeah, it's hard to grow. You don't have to have different. You have to have the different environment for it. Small pump. Yeah, it's hard. Go ahead. One of my favorites, Utricularia. They showed you those in the video. The one on the left. If you notice the traps, the little round, white-looking traps, they trap small fish and all that good stuff. I do have one at home. Abilene, I think it's called. I didn't want to bring it. Kind of not much to look at, but it's kind of cool you got one. But the one on the right, that is actually my plant. You got two types of Utricularia. You got the aquatic type and you got the terrestrial type. And the one on the right is terrestrial. So they're very, very cool. There's probably about 30 different variants of these. They grow underneath the ground. The roots will go down about 2 inches. And if you could open up the side of that pot right there, you'll see traps down through the roots, and they trap microorganisms. Very, very interesting, very cool, a lot of flowers. They spread very rapidly, but I like them. They're very nice in my collection. Go ahead. I'm going back to the Utricularia. They grow very easy, and I have a really nice time with those. Okay, Darlingtonia californica. They grow in southern Oregon, northern California, in the streams, cold, cool streams. Kind of expensive. They don't like me at all. I've tried them 3 times. It might be a while before I ever buy another one. I'd like to try them. I've seen them this big right here. I've seen them this big. I've seen them with big heads, big long, the cobra plant, the whiskers out there, really, really cool. A guy named Jeff Green, he comes down to our meetings. He lives in He lives in Oregon, and he's one of those breeder, and he's kind of like a wholesaler of these Sarracenias. And he comes down to our meetings, and he has those, and he'd bring those, and they're just amazing plants. But I think that down here they're hard to grow, and my experience is they're hard to grow. You have to be on them every day. You have cool roots, cool roots, cool roots. And I had my last 3 times I've tried to grow these, I'd take ice out there every night for them. I'd put distilled water in ice, and I'd have me a jug, a half-gallon jug of cold water, and I would put cold water up, and they still died on me. Okay. The sun pictures. Hemiflora. I've never experienced these. I've never tried these. I think they're expensive. Maybe one of these days I might, but I don't have no experience with these. But I think they're very, very interesting. They're the same concept as the Nepenthes or the bromeliads. Inside that picture, there's fluid, and they drown. The prey drowns, and they get dissolved and all that good stuff. Downward, all these Sarracenia and the bromeliads, they have downward pointing hairs, so the prey can't get back out of there. This is another very interesting one. These are from Australia. These are cephalotus. I've never tried these either. Very, very cool, very interesting. Maybe one of these days I might, once I get out of here to Florida, I might try these. But I think they're expensive too. But yeah, go ahead. One of my favorites, the bromeliads. I do have 2 different kinds right now. I got Dulcinea reducta, and I have, give me a second, hectoides. It's a different one. That's the one on the right. And they kind of like got the same thing. It's very milky, very slick, and the prey will fall down inside. There's a water fluid in there, and it will dissolve the prey. Very interesting plant. I think these are pups. I had one for about 3 years, and it pupped out. It pupped out eight pups on the side, and these are 2 of the pups that are grown. And I've had these for about 2 years now, and even one of these even pupped out. This is about a $40 plant right here. Yeah. Okay, so what I'd like to say, just the general care, soil. I myself personally, a lot of people that will use long fibered sphagnum moss for their plants. I don't do that. I use peat and perlite and agriculture sand. And for me, that gives it a little bit more grit. And I've had pretty good success. What I grow, I've had pretty good success with it. I live in Chula Vista. I have a large table, about just like this, full of sun, and they grow really, really wonderful. This is it. Hey, be patient. Questions? Hey, I'll stay here as long as you want, and you can look in there. What, are you saying that we need to do the raffle table?
Fine.
Okay, let's get it going. Okay, is there any questions?
Great job.
Hey, I can come back in June, maybe June of next year when I have my nicer plants are growing. I think it would be a better show. Okay, but you're welcome. I got a magnifying glass up here. You come up here and look at them if you want to.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know how I got involved in that. But
We just have one.
One quick announcement. I'm Gilbert Hatfield. Most of you may know me or not. I'm the webmaster. I take care of websites. We have a photo contest that runs between now and the 1st of October. Everybody takes pictures of their EPIs. You look at the website, you'll see a lot of pictures. People like to look at those pictures. In fact, it's one of the 2 most visited pages on the website is the pictures of the EPIs. Why not? We'd like you to submit your pictures. There are 3 categories. Single bloom, that's one flower, one bloom. But buds don't count, so it can a flower, another flower. Double, they don't have to be the same picture of the same plant. They can be 2 plants together. And then we have epi art, which is my favorite, which means you can do anything you want as long as it's got part of an epi in it. So the last one I put up was a epi sitting inside a fish bowl, all photoshopped. That's the only way you can Photoshop is that particular thing. And it had two angelfish, 2 Siamese fighting fish, and a epi in there. So it looked like a fighting fish. It said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" And that one you have to name your picture, and your picture needs to kind of match your name, because that's one of the creeds. So we will judge them after the October meeting, between October and November. The results will be the slideshow for the November meeting. So just send your pictures to me, and don't forget the raffle table.
We're going to go do the raffle table now, so.